He's going to be joined by his son, Corey Dee Williams, so give it up for him as well. About 5 more minutes he'll walk through the door, so keep the clapping, keep the cheering, keep it going. Oh my God, yes, yes, yes. There we go. Yeah, don't let it die. He's not up the stairs yet, come on. Lando, you can sit wherever you wish. All right. So this is Alexandra. This is Corey, and is this your new theme song, Billy, or?
I'm not. Hello?
Yeah. Is his mic on?
No, I was listening to Bootsy Collins.
Yeah.
Corey, help him turn the music off. Or just put the volume down. Either way, it works. Okay, so. All right, Alexandra, are you ready to play a game with Lando Calrissian? Yes. So the way it works is I'm going to deal the cards.
Steal my bracelet again. I've given them all the ones that I have except for this one.
By the end of the day, you're not going to be wearing that, Corey. So, Billy, explain to the crowd a little bit about your artistic background.
That color, I don't have. It's clad 2. You don't want clad 2.
But stop with the bracelet. Talk to the crowd about your art career.
My art career?
Yes, please.
Oh, well, let's see, my art career. Let's see, what can I make up here? No, I started when I came out of the womb. I said, I want to be an artist. I want to be a painter. I've been painting all of my life. My sister and I had a twin sister who's not with us anymore, but she was really wonderful. We went to a school in New York. We grew up in New York City, and we went to a school called Music and Art High School. It was a very specialized kind of school. When we graduated, she went to NYU. I got a scholarship to a school called the National Academy of Design for the Fine Arts, where I spent 2 years under scholarship painting.
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you guys for being here. I just wanted to ask, I'm a bass player, and I was curious what musicians or groups influenced both of you or provided inspiration for you, either early in life or just in your musical endeavors.
Well, he was just listening to Bootsy, so we were, as we were walking out here, he was listening to Bootsy. So we were talking about funk, and, because I love funk, in the 70s, I was like into it big time as a junior high school student. But yeah, so Bootsy is definitely an influence, but I like Marcus Miller. I think my playing style is sort of closer to him. And Larry Graham, I grew up listening to Sly Stone and Graham Central Station and those bands. And he was really, we shared music a lot. He had listened to a lot of jazz, and so I listened to a lot of the jazz that he was listening to. And once in a while I'd get in the car with him and pop a cassette of Parliament Funkadelic in there, and he'd go, what is this? but we loved it, shared it, right? Yeah.
What about you, Billy? Who's your musical inspirations?
Well, right now I've been listening a lot to Christian McBride, and what's his name? The other jazz musician. He's got a radio program. In fact, I used to work with the
Thelonious Monk Jazz Institute in Washington, D.C. For about 20 years. I used to do their cover whenever we did competitions. But he was there one time. I think I introduced you to him. What's his name? Great bass player.
Was that Marcus? Marcus Miller?
Yeah, Marcus Miller.
Yeah, Marcus Miller.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because he was played with David Sanborn in the beginning.
But he doesn't do the upright though.
Oh no, Stanley Clark does the upright though.
He does?
Yeah, like amazingly.
I love Stanley Clark.
Yes,
He's
Stanley
unique.
Clark will do percussive and slapping things and on an upright bass, which is unheard of. But yeah, I know. I'm sure you know who he is, right? Yeah.
You do, at least. Everyone else
Everybody's
clueless.
like, well, who?
All right.
I was wondering, during the filming of Empire, is there a particular scene or a particular moment that you were in that's your favorite, that stands out more than all the others?
I'm getting choked by Chewbacca. Good moment for me. But going up against Darth Vader, or making an attempt, was a lot of fun. Of course, the scene when I meet Princess Leia, was a lovely little moment.
I always say he's the only one to raise his voice at Lord Vader and make it to the next scene.
He's good at do it.
All right, you just get to do it. Lord Vader. That wasn't a condition of our agreement. No one's giving hard to that bounty hunter.
You feel you're being treated unfairly.
It would be unfortunate if I had to leave a garrison.
He's nervous. Relax. It's fine.
With your artwork, I was wondering what you really enjoy painting. Like, what's your favorite thing to paint?
Well, I paint just about everything. My paintings I have always regarded as self-portraits. Everything that I've experienced in my whole life expresses all of the obvious, not obvious, some obvious, some not obvious. I started out as a portrait painter. I like doing portraits. But I do different themes, anywhere between romance, which I love. I love romance. Just anything, everything. Anything that is interesting. I find the whole life experience had so many things to draw from.
Acrylics and airbrush.
Yeah, airbrush was fun. Airbrush was really a lot of fun to work with. But I combine the airbrush with regular brush.
Excellent. Let's go. Do we have any over here? Way in the back. Let's make Heather work it. You got me. Very good. The gentleman in the hat, the beanie. What's your name, sir?
Hello, my name is Evan. Thank you for having me. I'm a big fan of the 90s Star Wars audiobooks, especially you working Dark Empire. It was cool to see the character of Lando being expanded off the screen and more than just in the books. Do you have any special memories from doing any of the audiobook recordings?
They just call me up and I go and stand before a mic and then they pay me some money and I'm gone. I'm on to the next thing.
The gentleman in the red shirt, back, next to the blue hoodie guy. What's your name, sir, when you get the microphone?
Hi, I'm Aaron. I just wondering, who's been your favorite director to work with throughout your career?
Your favorite director?
Well, when I did Brian's song, Buzz Hewitt, was certainly one of my favorite directors to work with. But I just recently did the last Star Wars movie, and working with J.J. Abrams was a big thrill for me. I really love him to death. He's a wonderful human being and a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I was always obviously performing, but I got a real big kick out of just watching him, you know, invent, create, you know, put ideas together. I got a real big kick out of that.
JJ loves funk too. By the way, I didn't know that. I mean, like, I sent him songs that I'm working on. He said, "What are you working on now?" So I sent him something, and he came back with these comments saying, you know, it sounds like Bootsy in this part and everything. I said, "Yeah, you really got, you know, you got your funk vocabulary there." And then he told me, "Well, no, that text was from JJ." Oh, okay. JJ knows his funk then.
But certainly, Irv Kirshner was a gem. And I had a real great time with him. He was really very special. But JJ obviously is very special too. And of course, George is very special.
So for those of you who don't know, Irving Kershner is the director of the best Star Wars movie ever made, right? The Empire Strikes Back. There you go. You know, a good interjection for that, which a lot of people don't know. Billy is the only actor in the Star Wars universe from the inception of Lando from The Empire Strikes Back all the way up until like last week. He does Lando's voice for literally everything. Robot Chicken, all the video games, the slot machines in Vegas, all the audiobooks, everything. He is Lando Calrissian. That's it. We're gonna go over to Princess Leia in the back over here, Heather. It looks very authentic. Good job. What's your name, sweetheart?
My name's Lindsay. I wanted to know, what's your favorite moment on screen or off screen from filming Star Wars?
My favorite moment on screen or off screen? Hanging out with my son. That's one of my favorite moments. We've been buddies for a long, long time now, haven't we? Yeah, a little while. And then I have a wonderful daughter from one of my marriages. And now I have wonderful grandchildren, which is I'm having a lot of fun with watching them grow up. So on screen, I don't know. I've done it for so long and for so many years, 60 years or more. I've had a lot of wonderful moments. Certainly in Star Wars, it was and the Batman. I always enjoy the craftsmanship of the people who put sets together. I find that really fascinating. There's some really extraordinary people who do some really amazing things with sets, set designing and stuff of that nature.
Especially like when they did Jedi, a lot of that stuff was real. It was before like all the CG developments that came about through the other Star Wars movies. But yeah, we had like, when we were at the sail barge in Yuma, Arizona, it was full-size sail barge. You drove up onto that. It's like, wow. He asked me if I wanted to work. I was getting older and looking a little bit more like him and less like my mom. And it was like, they asked me if I wanted to work as a stand-in for him. So when you work as a stand-in, they want somebody who looks similar to the actor, similar complexion, height. The more you look like the actor, the better. Because the camera crew uses you to set up the shots and do all the lighting while the actor sits comfortably in your trailer or sitting on nice tea or whatever, right? 110 degrees. So that was my main function, was just to go there as a stand-in, which I reluctantly agreed to do because he said he was going to be doing it in Yuma, Arizona, and I was like, okay. But and Star Wars was very popular back there, but not like as legendary as it has become now. So I just went there as his stand-in. In one part of the scene, they dressed me like him, and when he's dangling on the side of the skiff, in the very, very background, it's not me doing the stunt, it's the stunt guy. But it's a combination of he and I and the stunt guy, like he's down in the pit doing close-ups and everything. But there was just one part where it flicks by, and I'm sort of dangling, and then you can kind of tell it's me because I'm kind of skinny and wiry looking, in that Calrissian costume. And then they asked me to put on the Klaatu mask, which was just kind of random. It was like, yeah, you want to put this on? I was like, yeah, I'll put it on. You know, run that way, okay. Couldn't see where I was going. You know, didn't know what I was there to do really. And years later, he comes to my house and says, you know that character, because I had a picture of it with the mask down in front of me, which a lot of you have seen. And he says, you know that character has a name and an action figure? I'm like, get out of here. You're kidding. Like, I could have been using that all this time. You know, I'm an action figure. You can't talk to me like that.
Let's go to the back corner, the gentleman with his hand up. Keep your hand up, gentlemen, and then tell us your name when you have the microphone.
My name is Diego. Billy D, any funny stories that you can share from working on The Ladies Man with that funny cast?
Do you have funny stories from working on Ladies Man?
The Ladies Man, that was one of the funniest group of guys that, I mean, in that group of, well, there were all kinds of, they were all famous, you know. Eddie Griffin, and what's his name, Chappelle?
Right. Chappelle was in that too.
Yeah, he was in it.
Before he became super popular.
Yeah. But it was one of the funniest experiences I ever had in making movies with those people. They're all crazy. Crazy people. Barry Gordy didn't like it, but he didn't like the idea of me kissing Diana. No, but we had a lot of fun doing it. I had a lot of fun working with Diana, and she and I worked very well together. There was a real good chemistry between the two of us, and I always felt like we were like little kids, having a lot of fun.
Excellent.
This guy right here in the front.
Okay, that's who we're picking then. Well, I wanted him to go last because he's wearing the wrong Lando shirt. So.
Get a new one.
What's your name?
My name is Brandon.
You want to see it? It's embarrassing. All right, show everybody your wrong Lando shirt. There you go. All right, what's your name?
I'm Brandon.
Brandon.
I was just wondering, what do you think of Donald Glover, and would you like him to continue?
Well, you are really trying to win this friggin' pen, aren't you? I mean, I kind of led you up to not asking that question. No, it's fine. Go ahead. He's got nice things to say.
Well, what do you think of Donald Glover, and would you like him to?
Think of Donald Glover.
Would you like him to continue playing young Lando?
It's not up to me. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Lando Calrissian. Donald Glover is an extraordinary young man that I will not take away from him. He's a wonderful musician and a wonderful creative entity in this life. So I have a tremendous respect for young Donald Glover. But there's only one Lando Calrissian.
Because the main ingredient to Lando Calrissian is him.
I created that character.
Yeah.
You know, but what I did, I wanted to make Lando bigger than life. I wanted him to be a universal figure. full spectrum of colors.
That's a good way to put it.
Very good. The young lady all the way in the back with the beautiful silver hair.
Kind of playing off that last statement that you made, when the audition process was happening, did you actually audition for Lando, or did you audition for another
never
role?
auditioned for anything.
Wasn't it kind of like they wanted you?
Just for my wives, I auditioned.
On that
Well, it's a hard story.
well, that they wanted you to be in the films, right?
They asked me to be in the film.
Yeah, yeah.
No. To be clear, he went to Kirsch's house. You tell the story.
Well, Kirsch came to my house.
Get it straight, Derek.
He came to my house and we sat and we talked for a long time, and we were both interested in Eastern philosophy and Buddhism and things of that nature. So we had a great meeting, and obviously everybody has to sort of come together to see if they, all right, we'll be able to work well with each other. So anyway, Kirsch came to my house and we sat for a couple of hours just talking about everything but Star Wars.
And he's got me, and I got.
Well, I've had those experiences before. In my first movie, The Last Angry Man, with, I don't know if people are familiar with Paul Muni, who was one of America's great actors, and Luther Adler. I remember Danny Mann, who directed it, he just sat me down we were at Columbia Pictures in New York, and we just sat in a big, huge conference room and just talked. And he said to me, I want you to play the character. But I've had situations like that before. But I'm very bad at auditioning, so I never audition. I always say, if you want me to play the character, I'll give you a great character, and I'll give you more than just a great character, maybe, hopefully. And it usually works out that way.
Billy had the privilege, just so to interject more on the part too, the role was written. What it is then the creator, George and the producers and Kirsch sit around and they talk about who can fill this role. So Billy has the privilege of being in the same limelight as Sir Alec Guinness and Peter Cushing as being well-known actors to be placed into the role because of what he brought to the role. Because he was huge at that time, and that they needed that.
Yeah, plus I was cute.
That didn't hurt. All right, we have time for 2 more questions, so the person who can touch the ceiling will get to ask it. Who's stretching high enough? We're going to go to this gentleman right in the front.
Like Brian's songs and Lando Calrissian, did you have to study up on how he acted, his mannerisms, or how was it different playing a real person to a fictional character?
All of the above, yeah, you do all of that, yeah. With Gail, he would come around, and but when I did Gail, he and I had a similar kind of temperament. He was pretty quiet, I'm pretty quiet, introspective. So it worked out just great.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. Give it up for Corey Dee and Billy Dee Williams!
Bless you. Farewell, everybody.
Have a great weekend.
I might be you know. If somebody else doesn't ask it, I might.